Hello beautiful souls. I am sharing how you can use any kind of container to create an embellishment box for swaps or for happy mail, friend mail, racks, for anything, you know, that you want to gift to somebody. You can also use a tin like that, round or square or rectangular. I also have this one here that I purchased in Walgreens, in my local Walgreens. You can use just about anything to create an embellishment box. And if you're going to be gifting, if your items are going to be much bigger than those toolbox embellishment boxes that people had hauled from the Dollar Tree, like this for instance, there's enough space if you want to add bigger embellishments in here. That other one is really, the compartments are really small. However, I was thinking that some of these could be cut off, to make bigger compartments as well. I found a local Dollar Tree. Well, it's not really, it's within the borough that I live, but I do have to take a bus there. However, I did find a Dollar Tree that ended up having these, because the Dollar Tree that I had went to, locally, didn't have these at all. So, like I said, these could be cut off. I think they can. I believe so. I believe they can. With a Dremel, they can definitely be cut off. Even though it's cupped, it's rounded. But I believe they can. So that's another alternative if you have bigger embellishments, wider embellishments. What I like about this one, this is a pencil box. What I like about this one is that it's deep. This one is a bit shallow. So I like this, if you have embellishments that have dimension on it as well. So these are the, other alternatives to creating your own embellishment box. I'm pretty sure this is not a unique idea, but I wanted to bring it out because, we have new crafters here that might not be aware of that. And they might see this video first and not see the other ones that already been out there. Or they might see another video and not realize that they can use other things to create embellishment boxes. Okay, so this right here has 3 drawers. This I do get in my local discount store in the avenue where I reside. And again, the Walgreens that I go to is also in the avenue where I reside, so I don't have to go far at all. It's just a few feet away from me. So I'm going to show you how I did embellish this. I used 2 of these and 1 of these. So before I show you the altered pencil boxes and the other container, I want to share that you can also make embellishment boxes using matchboxes and soap boxes. Since these already have like a drawer pull, and this one is a nice size, so you can put quite a bit. And then the other thing you can do is, well, I'm going to show you. I already covered this one with paper. I haven't embellished it, but I've covered it with paper. And you can also, finish off the inside. And this is what I did with the soap box. So the soap box, of course, doesn't have this part here. So what I did was I cut these off. I'm lying. I didn't cut these off. I cut this top off up here, and then I glue, of course I cut this off, and then I glued that in place and created this. And then I took cardstock and wrapped it around, because that's essentially what this is, you know, a piece of cardstock wrapped around this part. And that's how I created this. And this one is it's shorter than this one, but it's deeper than this one here, and that's what I like about this one too. So you can take these, you know, glue them back to back after you've already well, if you're gonna do it this, I'm gonna show you how I did. I already had completed a set of these and a set of these, so that you can see how I did it. Okay, so you can do it like this, and then you could even stack up 3 more on top of this, you know, glue everything all together. You can do that, and then create a base for it, so it looks like a mini drawer unit, drawer set unit, right? And the same thing with this, or you can stack them up this way instead and do them like that. And what's great about this is that it doesn't take a lot of room, you know, when you want to ship it. It really doesn't take that much room. Even if you do another stack up here, or even a 3rd stack. So that's another alternative. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I put this together and how I altered it. So here's what I've done thus far with the boxes. They're not completely decorated, and it's not glued together, but look how pretty it being stacked one on top of the other. That looks like a mini dresser for a Barbie doll. I still have yet to decorate the inside. Not so much that one, but I still have to decorate, you know, the walls, like add paper to the walls. I want to decorate the top and the sides. So I covered it with this, this is an 1/8 of an inch thick chipboard. So I did the sides, the top and the bottom and the back. And then these were the soap boxes. And then these are the matchboxes. And I haven't decorated the inside either, you know, with paper. I haven't covered it with paper. But the same thing, chipboard, top, bottom, sides, and back. This is like super duper sturdy. So this is an alternative to an embellishment box for swapping or for gifting. And these are just buttons, and I use this heavy gauge wire. And I you know, made a loop, and I threaded it through the holes of the buttons, and then I glued it back here with E6000, and then I just covered it with the paper. And this is super strong. And then I made these little dangle charms on each drawer and here as well. That's pretty much all I did. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I've done with the plastic containers, or storage containers, I guess, if you will. So this is how I altered one of the pencil boxes, and I did use chalk paint. I painted it, and since this is see-through, you can see the paint. And here, this is still the plastic itself, the container, but it's painted on the outside, and it's also sealed with water-based varnish. I added paper here. This is a new digital collection that I created. I don't know, when I release this video, I don't know if this collection will be released yet, but it's called Victorian Tea Party, and it's really, really soft. It's a really soft paper collection there. And I went ahead and embellished it with lace and trims and appliques and beads. actually pearls. And this spray right here, that I haul this in my local discount store, and I also haul this in my local discount store as well. And here's a wedding applique, and these pieces are glued on individually. Only these little flower clusters and ribbon bows and more pink pearls there. And this is a clay that I molded into a mold, that I pressed into a mold, and then I put lace behind it, and more of those embellishments, flower appliques. And there's a layer of lace here, and this is a flower trim, and then this applique here. And there's a lace here. This comes in, you know, by the yard, and I just cut off the pieces and create appliques. Wherever whenever I buy lace, and if there's a way that I can cut the pieces apart from the lace, I will do that to create, you know, appliques out of it. And then here is a trim, a lace trim here, and this is gross grain ribbon, and then this gem there. And then I did the same thing to the second one, but I just altered the colors. So here, as you can see, is almost similar. I just altered it. This one has the pink. This is the blue, and this one has the pink. And again, lace applique, and these flower appliques I have in pink. So I cut them apart and I just glue them there, and then I have these flower applique clusters here. And here's another, this frame is different than this one there. And the same thing, I painted it and I added gems for feet. Same thing. There's glue strings everywhere. And I love adding details to my projects, especially when I'm adding lace. And then for the 3-drawer plastic container or storage, this is how I did this one. This one turned out really, really shabby too. I added some lace here on the side. There's lace trims here. I covered it with paper first, and the other one I showed you, this one, as you can see, is transparent, and this one is pink. It's like a fuchsia, hot pink, fuchsia type of pink. And because at the time I bought it, you know, they only had one of those, one of the transparent ones, and then they had this color, and then they had like a turquoise bluish color. So I opt to go ahead and use this one. As you can see, it's filled. So I did cover it with paper first, and I rubbed a little bit of E6000, and the rest I used Fabri-Tac glue to adhere it to this. And this glue was gifted to me by my friend Sonia. Thank you, Mama. Excuse me. Okay, so up here, as you can see, there's loads of trim and appliques and lace. I love the lace. And here is a different frame up here. And I did add glitter to all of the frames. Let me see. This one is not picking it up very well. Let me see if this one will. No, I can't see it on camera. You might be able to see it, but I'm not sure until I view it on the computer. And I did add glossy accents to that. And this one as well. This one has glossy accents, so you can see how shiny it is. I didn't add it to this one. This one I added contact paper. This one was a little bit difficult because it didn't have a back to it. This is completely hollow. And these weren't hollow, so it was easy to do it with this one. This one was a little bit more complicated. Because when I first did it, it was seeping out on the sides, on the bottom, on the edges. And I had to remove it real quick before it set and redo it again. So that's how I ended up doing it. So that has a clear contact paper on. That's another alternative to sealing your images. You use clear contact paper, and it is shiny, as you can see there, just like glossy accents. Okay, so there's trims and trims and trims and appliques and appliques and appliques. And these are little blings I have in my stash. They're really pretty. And more appliques here, and the pearls, the pearl trims here. And again, I use this one here as I did this one. And here in the front, I also these have, okay, as you can see here, these have these handles. I left the handles on, but I added the frame. This is a clay frame that I also pressed into a mold. I used air dry clay for that. And I just used E6000 and a little bit of hot glue so that it can stay. And then I also glued this resin rose cabochon. But I put a button there first. So I glued the button, and then I glued this to the button so that it can protrude out a little bit, so that it can be pulled out this way with ease, no problem. See, no problem, no problem. And then I have these little vintage images, and I also put clear contact paper on these, and I backed it up with chipboard. There's an applique behind all of them, and then these rose trims again. I think they turned out so pretty. And it's not because I created it, so I'm not biased because I created it. Because even when I create something, if I don't like it, I'm going to say I don't like what I created. But I really love the way all of these turned out. They turned out really pretty, in my opinion, of course. And these are definitely, I'm going to fill these up with goodies, and these are going to a few friends of mine. It is my desire to really inspire people. It really is. I consider myself a teacher in crafting, and I teach crafting to heal. That is my purpose. That's why I want to help little girls with their self-esteem as well. In the hopes that my crafting will help somebody else in their journey. So with that being said, all is well. Let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.